We're 10 years in. And you still have these people, I hate to say it, but they're just like in denial. And they're like, okay, everybody, let's all go on Twitter and let's tell Trump, don't screw over your voters. Okay. Hey, Trump, don't hire John Ratcliffe in the CIA. Like, what are we doing? We lost. It's over. The time to make demands was during the election when he needed the votes. He's a lame duck president. He doesn't need anything from us.
We record back of another video. Got some more Nick Fuentes clips for you guys today. First clip I got for you guys is Nick talking about how MAGA and the movement is defeated. And I believe it's true, you know. I mean, honestly, I think MAGA is done. MAGA is done. It was at one point one of the greatest movements probably of all time, but now, I mean, as of today, I don't know if you guys heard about the Epstein files, and they said Trump's name is involved in it, and Jeffrey Epstein himself emailed to Jane Maxwell about Trump being in there, and he hasn't been talked about yet, you know. So, I mean, it's a lot of stuff, even with the HB visas, you know. He's going to bring 600,000 Chinese students over here, you know. Like, what kind of stuff is that? That's not America first, that's America last, in my opinion. But I'm going to stop doing the talking. All I ask if you guys like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on the video. Next live Monday through Friday on Rumble. I'll link it down below in the description. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. You don't have to. But if you do, if you feel like it, it's in the link description down below. So I'm going to let you guys enjoy it.
We're looking at these energetic countries with tons of young people, whether it's in the Middle East or it's in Asia. We look at cities like Dubai. We look at cities like Singapore. We look at Beijing, Hong Kong. And people say, why can't we build things like they're building in China? Why can't, in China, they build bridges, they build things. We can't build anything. In Dubai, they build like world wonders and it's peaceful. In Chicago and New York, it's a shithole. It's dirty. There's crime everywhere. It smells like weed. You can't build anything. And the whole idea of Trump getting into office is that we would get the energy back. We would get this initiative back. That's what Make America Great Again meant. And yes, the aesthetics of MAGA had in it, you know, I'm not a socialist, but this idea of like heavy industry, like factories making stuff. Like Americans would be drafted not to go and fight in the Middle East, but literally drafted to build shit in America. You're going to get a job, you're going to work, and we're literally going to make things. We're going to make our country great. We're going to build skyscrapers, bridges, infrastructure. We're going to work with our hands. We're going to have factories. We're going to be a productive nation that builds the future. That was the whole premise, and Americans would do it. It was that Americans would do the building, not Chinese, not Indians, not foreign labor, not outsourcing. American labor, American builders, buying American, hiring American, American ingenuity and entrepreneurship and innovation and labor and companies would literally create our future. That was the idea of MAGA. And that's inspiring. The idea that everybody would be drafted behind a common vision that we can all get behind, which is greatness, which we had, but which we have lost. This kind of momentum and initiative that we had, but we lost. We're an aging country. We're slowing down. We're in the twilight or the autumn of our time period as an empire and as a civilization. And people said people would come forward from the Midwest, from flyover country, from the heartland, and they would go forward to D.C. to work in government, and they'd be part of this transformation. The factories would return and people would go to the factories and they would build things. They'd make fucking cars. They would make airports. They would make bridges. We would build new cities, literally, and have kids and build houses. Like, yeah, we can do it. That was the idea. We can do it. And now here we are 10 years later, and the message is the opposite. You can't do it. We're not talented. We don't have the talent because you can't. We need immigrants. We need Venezuelans to do Uber. We need Salvadorians to pick the grapes. We need Indians to do our programming. We need Koreans to build our missiles. Like now we're getting the opposite. Trump 2016 was like, I don't care. We're going to win. We're going to take the country and make it great, and nothing will stop us. We're going to cut the red tape, ignore the media. We're not going to take donor money, and we're just going to fucking do it. Like, that was the idea. And now, here we are 10 years later, and the message is like, we can't do anything. Politics is too difficult. It's political reality. I could send all the Chinese and illegal farmers home, and I guess that would make some people happy, but what are you going to do? Let the colleges go out of business? We don't have any talent here. We need Indians to do our jobs for us. And that it's less so the policy, because look, people are realistic. People know Rome wasn't built in a day. We want to build Rome in like 20 years, but it wasn't built in a day. Okay. But what is really crushing after 10 years is the message. And it's like Trump is getting old. His movement is getting old. America's getting old. And it feels like as Trump loses energy, as he has been defeated in a way, it feels like the movement is being defeated. Played this game in the first term. We're 10 years in. And you still have these people, I hate to say it, but they're just like in denial. And they're like, okay, everybody, let's all go on Twitter and let's tell Trump, don't screw over your voters. Okay. Hey, Trump, don't hire John Ratcliffe in the CIA. Like, what are we doing? We lost. It's over. The time to make demands was during the election when he needed the votes. He's a lame duck president. He doesn't need anything from us. He's not even on Twitter. He's on Truth Social. So what are you talking about? We're going to all rally and tell him, don't hire yet another neocon? Forget it. We tried that. I'm not playing that game anymore. Trump sold us out. He is the problem. He's cooked. And you know what? Look, I'm not saying damn him to hell. I think he's a net positive. His movement was necessary, but it was never the end all be all. He's a patriot. God bless him. But here's the point. He was never the end all be all. He was always a John the Baptist. He was always a prefigurement of what will come in the future. But people forgot that along the way. They thought we really were playing for like Heritage America and like whatever. Trump was a stepping stone towards America first, white identity, towards a true nationalism, true revanchism. He was always a stepping stone. He did his part. God bless him. He created me. He created so much of this, but he was never the end all be all. He's on his way out. We just need to be realistic about it and not in denial and not coping and not having these delusions that, you know, we have to wrest control over the shit from Trump using our Twitter accounts. It ain't going to happen. This is why I say the real battle is 2028. Here's a question. Do you think Vance will be any different? Do you think that J.D. Vance, who is a nobody, you think he'll be any different? Trump was this Herculean outsider. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime figure. Rich, billionaire, tough, brash. Changed the game forever with the force of his personality and charisma and perseverance. Like, let's not understate the magnitude of what Trump did in 2016 and what he even did in the past 10 years. And that's Trump. Who the fuck is J.D. Vance? Seriously, he's some dork talking about his Meemaw because he sucked Peter Thiel's dick for 10 years, because he got millions of dollars from Thiel and basically brown-nosed his way to the top, because he flattered the idiot Don Jr. Because why? You think Vance is going to be any different? Trump couldn't make America great again, but Vance can. Trump, as unconventional, as dynamic, as earth-shattering as his victory was, he couldn't do it, but Vance can, with all of his experience doing what? Writing press releases for the Marines? All his experience doing what? Book talks at the Aspen Institute about hillbilly elegy? His experience doing what exactly? Giving speeches that suck? written for him by his ghostwriters from the Teal crew? I mean, seriously, you think Vance will be any different? He'll be the same or worse because he doesn't have it. He's another dork like DeSantis. If Trump couldn't do it, Vance definitely couldn't do it. It'll be worse. This is why I say we got to understand what we're playing for in 28. We're not playing to get screwed again. We're not going to fall for it again. This is why I want you to be demoralized. No, this administration's never going to work out. There's no plan. What do? There's nothing we can do. You already did the voting. You know, none of the talk shows want to tell you that because it's all about keeping everybody on the hamster wheel. So I'm going to be brutally honest. I want to demoralize you. It's over. There's nothing you can do for this administration. This administration's done. You'd be better off just expressing your discontent because at least maybe then they'll throw us a bone out of embarrassment, out of desperation. The only thing you could do is say, fuck this government. It's over. But trust me when I tell you, nothing good is going to come out of this in the next few years. This is cooked. He's just as bad as the Democrats. The only difference is Trump has given people a false sense of victory. Trump has lulled people into complacency. Everybody thought the people triumphed when Trump won. He's different. He's talking like the rest of us. That's what is particularly sinister about the Trump movement is the way that it functioned as a Trojan horse. Biden was worse. Kamala would have been worse. But at least with Kamala, nobody would be under any illusions. Would Kamala be better? No, she would have been far worse. The economy would be worse. Immigration would be worse. It all would be worse. But here's what matters, and here's the difference. Nobody would be under any illusions about what it is. That it's illegitimate. The elections are fake. The government's corrupt. She's not really in charge. The system hates us. There'd be no love lost there. And everybody would be acutely aware of the problem. You'd have righteous indignation. You'd have anger. There'd be a revolutionary fervor. But instead, with Trump, you get the pressure release valve. And no matter what he says or what he does, 50% of his audience, he has this diehard base of supporters. They'll support it no matter what. If he bombs Iran, they'll support it. If he brings in 500,000 Chinese students, they'll say he doesn't really mean it. If he fails to deport people, they'll say, well, who cares? The border's secure, so what? That's the problem. And so this is when you start to begin to think politically and start to think about what our real end game is. My end game is not to elect Republicans and be marginally better than the Democrats. No, my end game is I do want an energetic president. I want an energetic, forward-thinking, progressive, disruptive, populist executive branch that is gonna fucking break the back of the power in the country and put Americans first. No more kickbacks, no more deals, no more corruption, no more special interests, no more super PACs. We literally need a real leader that is actually popular and in control with agency, someone smart to get in, fire everybody, bring in his own people, and literally make the trains run on time. Literally build the new cities, raise the skyscrapers from the ground, build the factories, put us on a war footing, make the fucking country great again. That's all I'm interested in. If it's not that, I don't want it.
It's facts, though. I don't think anybody would want that, It just needs to be America first, like I said, I was a big MAGA supporter. I was a Trump supporter. I backed Trump up. I think if anyone's gonna take the job, I want Trump to take the job. But is he perfect? No, he's not. I don't like what he's doing right now. With the HB1 visas, letting 600,000 Chinese students come over. That's ridiculous, bro. They could be working for foreign agencies, which they probably are. They're posing that they're students or whatever, but in reality, they're over there doing shady shit. And it's retarded. I don't like it, but. Yeah, that's why I always preach America first, dude. We all got to stick up rise up together, you know. And Nick's our spokesman, you know. He's over here, he's like you said, making a generational run, you know. He's killing it. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys like this, like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on the video. I appreciate all the love, the feedback, you know. I'm seeing a lot of stuff in the comments and all that. I appreciate it all, you know. I'm just trying to, like I said, push America first. But hope everyone has a good one. This is P Record out.